There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, so how you been? How's this time off been for you and the guys? A
Um,
little different, right?
it's been all right. I think like everyone else. I mean, we're just trying to figure out a game plan right now and how we want to go about things. But a lot of people really just jump straight into everything, and with the live streams, and they went really I don't know, kind of just balls
Yeah.
to the wall with everything, and they were like, okay, like we gotta start adjusting right now, and we gotta move on things, and we were fresh off tour when this lockdown
Literally.
happened, and yeah, we kind of took a minute just kind of figuring out what we were gonna do, and we started writing the next record. We figured we wouldn't be able to tour, as time, like a few months went by after the whole thing, we're like, okay, this isn't really going to be picking up for a while. So
Yeah. Let's
started writing
just
new records since we figured, touring off the Root of All Evil was,
yeah.
if anything did come back soon, it's just like that cycle we felt like was kind of just going to be over,
Gonna be it. Yeah.
which, is it's okay, we'll always still be able to play the songs off that, whatever. But
Yeah,
we were kind of
exactly.
looking forward to writing new stuff and kind of just shifting a little bit our direction, and so it's been exciting as far as that goes, being able to be creative like that. But we've definitely taken our time. A lot of people have asked us about live streams and all that, and we've considered it a couple times, and we still might do it, but
Oh, really?
well, we just feel like Spite is just such a
Oops.
it's a live monster, man. You know what I mean? It's not something I
Yeah.
feel like you can capture the same through a screen and through like, headphones or
It
computer
is kind of
audio,
weird sometimes, like for certain bands. I feel like more like with like heavier bands.
Yes.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what metal's all about, man. It's
It's
like
that
feeling the shake
live.
in the room,
Yeah.
Like
Exactly, dude.
so
Live.
it's
The live
been
experience.
yeah, it's been, it kind of sucks feeling like we're sitting on our ass right now. And, I know a lot of our pages have been not so active, but we're working on the next wave,
Yeah,
what's
that's
new
good.
for Spite and all that.
Yeah, because you guys went to Graphic Nature to record this record, right?
Yeah, so we recorded the
Absolutely.
instrumentals with Matt. I don't know if you know Matt Guglielmo.
Is he the
He,
drummer? He's a drummer, right?
yeah, so he filled
Yes.
in on drums for us for
He,
about a year.
yes,
And
he's a gnarly, he's a great drummer. Yeah, he works there. That's
he's
right.
fantastic. Yeah. So he works at Graphic Nature, and we went with him. We figured, he knows the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
he
knows
knows.
what we're going for. He knows us, and he knows our live sound, and that was a really important thing for us with this next record. We feel like not that our last records sound like bad or anything like that. I don't
Hmm.
think they all have their own sound. They have their own
Yeah,
they have their own sound.
I get it. Yeah, yeah,
It gives
exactly.
personality to the record, I think. But with the new stuff, we feel like our records have never captured how we sound live, and I feel like
I
we always
agree.
have sounded way better live than we do on record.
You
And it's like
sound
we
like
need
way
to
bigger live. Like you know, almost like
absolutely,
the
and we want that to
sound just is like
translate.
huge. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I
It's
totally
about
get it.
time, man. There's just been a lot of over the years, a lot of people have been like, you guys sound so much better live, and like I turn on the record and it's not like hitting the same or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
I get it, and I want the new stuff to feel like you
Just
could turn that shit super loud and just
yeah,
you
it
know
fucking rumbles your body like it does live. Yeah,
exactly,
there's definitely like
yeah.
bands that I've noticed that with. Like I feel like, and their records don't sound bad. They sound good, but like their last one sounds good, Hard to Kill. But like then you see the band live and you're like, holy shit, you know.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
even like with a band like Unity and stuff like that, it's like I don't know, like it's like these bands, they sound so much better live. Like I definitely
Unity
yeah,
is it's I think part of it, I think watching these bands perform and then the energy that comes along with it,
yeah, big energy.
makes it all that much more enjoyable. But like a band like, sure, I mean, either of those bands, whatever, any band,
Yeah,
for
I mean, there's
example,
a
you might
bond.
listen to
Yeah,
on a record and be like, this is cool, and then you see them live, and then you go back to the record after the show and you listen to it, and you have a picture in your head. You know, you
do.
can just vision the energy, and you enjoy it that much more. You know.
Yeah. No, you definitely do. So that recording. How was that recording process? Is it you guys finished and everything, or are you guys still tweaking?
So the instrumentals are done.
Oh, okay.
But I'm recording the vocals with Cody.
Oh, all right, cool.
Who did our last record. So since I've gotten home, I've just kind of, you know, every week popping in the studio, tracking, going back and forth. So, you know, it's taking my time, man. It's like the first time in a while where I felt like there's not like a huge pressure on my back where it's like, you need to get this done, you know,
this is
all
your
the scoring
deadline
coming up, it needs to line up, and like,
yeah.
It's nice being able to take my time, because I felt with the last record I got a little bit rushed.
A little rushed on
and
it.
I can't stand that feeling, man. So
yeah, I always tell bands, I'm like, just try not. Even like when I was talking like the Brand of Sacrifice guys, they took their time more on this new record. Like there was times like the last one they had like a deadline and they felt rushed, and even Kyle, the singer, he was telling me recently that like during one of their songs, the last song they wrote for it, he was like sick as a dog, and in the studio, and he did good. I mean, he sounds great, but he's like, it was, you know, it was hard for him because he was sick, and it took a while to get that this one song just finished.
It sounds like a nightmare.
So, like, that's just a nightmare.
You know, as the person who writes the song, and you know, even if other people enjoy it, you listen back to that and you're like, fuck, like this is not how I want to be, or not how I want to sound, and not, you know. Everyone
else might think it sounds great and fine, but you yourself might just like, no, that doesn't, that I could have done that so much better. You know? I feel like that happens a lot. So that's good. I mean, I feel
that
like
band
a lot.
Is
What's that?
Sorry, I didn't interrupt
you.
No,
you're good.
That band is popping off. I'm seeing their name pop up all the time.
Good band.
Dope.
Definitely, you guys got to tour with them. They're good people, crush it live, and they just. I mean, I talk about them a lot. Yeah, I talk about them a lot because they're just like literally some of the best dudes, and they're just very hardworking, and they literally do like most of the shit themselves. It's nuts. Their guitarist, you know, has his own studio and all that shit. He writes a lot of it. You know, they're just. Because before the Brand of Sacrifice, they were called the After Image. I don't know if you remember that band. Does that ring a bell at all? The After Image?
No.
It was more like I don't know how to describe them. Like I don't know, chat. How does After Image sound? Like post-hardcore-ish? It was more singing and stuff. But they were kind of like incorporated like all different genres into it. And I don't think it never like really caught on. And then they started Brand, and it was just like. That was it. That was like right there. That's like what they needed to do.
We played that. It was like a Summer Slaughter, and we were on tour with Born of Osiris.
Oh yeah, it combined.
Yeah, and they just merged that tour together, and that at Gas Monkey. And I remember watching those guys. They were sick. Yeah, they sounded really tight.
That show was nuts. What a lineup.
That was the first time I was introduced to them, and then I. Check them out in LA. They're on tour with Enterprise Earth and Rings of Saturn and stuff, and they sounded just as good.
Yeah.
So, and people love it, you know.
A lot of people when they came out, they were like, you know, they played their first tours with like Sons of Storm, and it went really well. A lot of people were like doubting them before they like played a show because they're like, how are they going to pull this off live? And it's like a lot of people had no idea that these dudes have been in band. You know, they were they've been in bands. They're not like young dudes, you know. It's like, no, they can pull this off.
It's like a new, like, I mean, deathcore is a genre that I think a lot of people are starting to feel like is getting repetitive. You know what I mean? It's been around for a while now, and like people have been, you know, a lot of the tricks have been used up and being recycled a lot. True. Brand of Sacrifice, I think, is a band that's like, they're cleaning up the sound a lot, making it like technical, but it all sounds very clean, and you can hear everything, and it's punchy, and it's like reinventing the sound a little bit, and I think that's where they're really excelling. So
yeah, I feel like there's a decent amount of bands that are trying to push it like in the deathcore genre. They're like starting to change it up, especially with like you guys. I mean, I don't know. What do people mostly call Spite? Does everyone refer to you guys as a deathcore band? Because I don't even know what to I don't know how to like categorize. It's so hard to categorize some bands, you know, because when I think of deathcore, I think of like Oceano and Chapel.
Exactly.
You know? And then I go to you guys and I'm like, well, it's kind of like that, but it's like
it's got the influence, you know. of course,
I'm
I
sure
love
you've
all
been-
those bands. And,
Yeah, you're influenced
You know,
by them
so,
a little bit, probably.
but you know, Spite. I like that Spite has never really fallen into any specific genre. We kind of
Yeah.
take a little bit of all the heavy genres and just kind of
Throw them
do
together.
whatever we want with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back in the day when we first started,
Yeah, let's
things
go
were a little
back
bit
then.
more slower and, you know, I wouldn't say heavier because I don't really associate slow with heavy
No.
necessarily.
Yeah.
But, you know, people used to call us a down-tempo band, and that used to drive me fucking crazy,
I
man.
hate that.
I can't
I hate it so
stand that,
much.
dude.
It's like, no.
I was like, fuck this, man. Let's write some faster
Guys, speed
shit.
it up.
Yeah.
Speed this shit
Yeah,
up.
so, and then we got, you know, for a while, people were like, well, we don't know what to call them. And then with Root of All Evil, we got labeled a little bit more. I started seeing deathcore more.
Mhm.
And, which is, you know, that's cool. But, I mean, the new record just has so much more.
It does,
you know?
yeah. I feel like you guys
it's
are
been-
probably pushing it more on this new record. I mean, you've
Alex-
had time, too.
We've had time.
Yeah.
It's been being worked on for, I mean, Alex started working on it as soon as Root of All Evil was finished, and he
Oh,
took
really?
the reins of pretty much everything is written by Alex.
Yeah, he literally does
on
write
this-
it all, right? Your brother?
On the new record, yes.
Wow.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's I mean, it's this guy locked down during this whole thing.
Yeah.
And he just fucking put his
Went to
head to the
town.
fucking computer and the guitar and all fucking day long. And this
I love
thing
Alex.
is it's intimidating to write to because it's so
Is it
big.
Yeah.
It's very I would call it cinematic.
Yeah.
But it's ruthless, it's scary, it's heavy, and it's just so next level. So
That's dope.
I'm excited. Yeah.
That's gonna be really awesome. We should have had Alex on today too.
Yeah.
There was like one night I was like, I'm not. Should we ask? Yeah, I was like, I was gonna like ask you like the next day. I'm like, let's get Alex on this shit. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
I told
I
Joel, I did one of these with him at the beginning
Yeah.
of this pandemic quarantine
watched
stuff,
it.
and I told him, I was like, ask Alex to do one next.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Alex next time. Get his ass on.
Yeah.
That's rad
Yeah.
though. So he's pretty much this new record is all musically him.
Yeah,
From,
I mean,
some input from you guys. I'm
Lucas
sure.
wrote a few pretty money riffs in there.
Oh, fuck
so,
yeah.
But Alex really took the reins with this one. Yeah.
That's right. So you guys have been. So let's go back a little bit. Like when the band formed. So who formed Spite? Who was behind it all?
Spite was me and Cody.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Cody and I started the band together. I was in some other old bands that I just
Yeah.
wasn't feeling a lot at all. I hate fucking talking about that shit. So we're
Yeah,
not
we
getting
don't
into it. But it's just like shit that I was like, this is not who I am. Like this,
It
know,
didn't
it's
feel
fun,
right.
but I want to put myself into music. And I just texted Cody one day and I was like, hey man, like, I need you to just, if you're down, just write something just stupid.
Yeah, because he
over the
plays
top.
guitar too, right? Doesn't
He plays guitar, drums. He does a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
He's
he-
a great vocalist too.
I know he's a great
I mean,
vocalist.
It's
It's
and
awesome.
he
He was
I was
just
like,
down.
I need somewhere to just channel my anger.
Yeah.
And like a
Fucking
couple
man,
days
bro.
later,
Yeah.
he sent me the track "Misery," the instrumental track "Misery,"
So
and
that
I
was
was like,
the
dude, this
first
is
one.
exactly what I'm talking about. And I like wrote it, and I went and tracked it, and we came up like we didn't have a name for the band or anything like that. I tracked it in his home studio at the time. He had like a makeshift vocal booth with little like curtains and
Yeah.
and we tracked it, and then we sat there and we're like, dude, this is fucking insane. Like, let's just put this out today. Like, we didn't know what we were doing, you know? And
Yeah.
we're like, what do we call this? You know, I'm thinking
This,
lyrically and like the aggression behind everything. And I was just like, Spite.
oh.
And so I
you-
looked up on Google, and I was like
the
looking
band
around,
name?
like,
yeah. Oh yeah, trying to
on
find
the
out.
internet,
If
like,
it-
is anyone
Named?
else doing this? Like,
yeah.
and I couldn't. I mean, I think there's another like black metal band or something called Spite out there, or whatever. At the time, I didn't see anything, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking taking this
We're using it.
Mine. Yeah.
It's mine.
And Cody made like a little artwork thing, and we just put it out, and people just started fucking with it right away, and it blew my mind. I did not see it coming at all. I immediately on Facebook, like all these people were sharing it and whatever, and they're just like, we need more of this. This is insane. Da 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 da. And then me and him were just like, let's fucking run with this, man. Like this is it. This is the calling, dude. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting a good response, so like, do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it felt great, you know.
Yeah. No, I remember when Joel showed me the band, I was like, wow, this is. And then like the record, like the first, like, you know, and I was like, dude, this is pretty sick. It kind of, they have like, I was like, they have this like old Slipknot sound to them. I was like, this, like, I could hear it, and I'm like, I love old Slipknot. And I know you're a Slipknot fan, so
yeah. Of course, yeah.
I was right here. And and I was like, this is sick. I'm like, this band doesn't sound like, I was always like, this just doesn't sound like anybody else. You know?
I love that.
More, it was so in your face, like, especially your vocals, like very, very, very in your face. Like it's like when I listen to Spite, it's like you're fucking screaming in my face the whole time. I'm like, Darius is right here.
I love to hear that.
And then you see the band live. I remember seeing you guys live at Tomcats. That was the first time we all met, and I was just like, yep, this is the band. And then I was
I could just
this is sick, man.
Like, if I could get people to just like tense up while watching or listening, that's the goal. Like, if you're not even noticing, like you're not even realizing how angry you are. You're just watching that, and your body just tightens up.
It tightens up. Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I want to give that off.
When was your guys' first show? What year was that? When did the band start? What year was that?
2014.
So okay.
2014. We played our first show. I don't remember the exact date. There is footage of it on YouTube, though.
Oh, is there? Where was it at?
Yeah. It was at this place in Salinas. I think it was called like Epic Print Shop.
Okay.
We played like Salinas a lot when we first started. Joel and Pinup did a lot of shows out there, so we kind of got our start over there. But yeah, just seeing, like, even watching those videos and seeing how far we've come and how much like better we sound now.
Oh yeah. Have you watched them recently? Have you gone back?
Did at the beginning of quarantine, of course. You know, I kind of went down memory lane. So I was like, my life is fucking over. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
just had a sick headliner. Now it's stopped.
Like, fuck. And it's gone. Yeah.
So you went back to them just to see?
I went back, and you know,
it must
took
be
a nice little
funny.
trip. Made myself miserable. You know.
Well, you see how far the band has come. You go from like, holy shit, Wayfarer, thank you for those subs, dude. Don't mean to cut everything. Jesus Christ, you're the man.
I can see that. Yeah, that's awesome.
You're the man.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what that means, but it looks cool.
You can like give people subscriptions. Like, if people want to follow me and they want to sub to the channel, they can pay like anything like $4.99 a month or $9.99 a month, depending on the tiers. And then you get like certain emotes and shit like that. You don't got to
motivate you to keep going.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's been cool. It's been cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you like seeing like the progression from like your guys' first show to like now has to be wild.
I mean,
we grew up.
Seriously, dude, it's been a really wild ride, and it's happened really fast. It made my life feel like it went by really fast because it's been 6 years, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And it doesn't feel like that to me because we were just going and going and going the whole time, just touring and putting out music, and it's all we ever thought about. So when this happened, it just felt like the world stopped turning, you know. And I was like, wait a second. What the fuck what do I do? What do I do with my life? You know,
it's weird because you guys were always going and going and going and going. Like there was no stopping. Besides writing a record.
I mean, people would say that all the time. Be like, they'd come see us on the tour and they'd be like, "I'm going to see you next month, probably, right?" You know, we hadn't even announced the next tour, but we just knew we toured so much that
they'll probably see you in a couple months, man.
Yeah. You know, we went out on such a high note too. You know, like,
dude, seeing that tour was wild in Austin. We talked a little bit.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah,
that was a good night.
I'm just glad that was the last, like, that's where we got to walk out on all this, and I'm excited to come back and hopefully pick up where we left off. You know.
I'm sure you will, and I'm sure it's gonna be even fucking crazier. I know the weight's gonna suck, but I know, like, oh man, it's gonna be wild. A lot of people are gonna be crying. I'm probably gonna, like, the first show I go to, I'm probably gonna cry a little bit. I'm not even gonna know the first band going on, but I'm probably gonna cry.
It's gonna be, I mean, emotional for everyone, no doubt, man. I mean, we were the first thing to go, and we're gonna be the last thing to come back. You know,
unfortunately, that's just what the heck it is.
This being, like, one of the toughest years for everybody, you know, literally everybody.
For everybody, not music, just us, everybody.
Yeah, music was the thing that, you know, people went to escape and to, like, channel their feelings through and whatever. You know, it was just an outlet for everybody, and to have that taken away, I think that's one of the worst parts of this whole thing.
Yes, because a lot of people, you know, they go to work. You know, you work during the day or whatever it may be, you work all fucking week, and then you're going to a show. You're going to hang out with your friends. You're going to see your favorite bands. And then you find new bands, and it's like that gets taken away, and now you're just working. If you're working, if you still have a job, you know. You might not be working right now. You might just be on unemployment because you can't find a fucking job or whatever it may be. And it's just like, it's nuts. I mean, when it happened at first, I'm so used to, like, always going. It was, like, very weird at first because it went from booking tours to then now canceling them or rescheduling them, and then to, like, nothing, then to, like, no emails. And you know how weird that is?
It's kind of, it's, like, eerie, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, and at first it was, like, kind of weird. You know, it was definitely weird. Then it was kind of, like, relaxing. So I was like, oh, I could kind of have a break now, you know, for once, besides, like, Christmas, because that was, like, the only break ever. And and then after a little while, I was like, okay, I'm done with the break, guys. I want it. And then, you know, you have, like, I have all these bands that I work with, and they're, like, sending me, like, new stuff they're working on, you know, new music. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's so sick. And, you know, like, Brand and Signs of the Swarm guys and shit like that. I'm like, oh my, Rivers of Nile sent me their new record, like the pre-pro for it. I'm like, I just want to work. I just want to get you guys on tour. Like, let's go.
I know.
You know, and it's like, it makes me so anxious. And it's like, but, you know, it's slowly coming back now. It's slowly. There's people.
I feel like I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, personally, I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to be stoked on this. But, like, I don't want to release anything until there is touring again. You know, I don't really want to put out music because,
it's like,
I mean, music, the song itself, there's just so much that surrounds it. And, like, I want the whole thing, you know. I don't want it to be another song that people just, you know, click on, they hear it, they're like, that's fucking awesome. And, you know, and then, you know, next month, no one's fucking listening to it anymore because there's just nothing going on, you know?
Because, like, especially when I were to go to shows, like, you know, see whoever, whatever band, I would, like, listen to them, like, you know, like the day of or the day before, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to get, like, pumped up for the show or whatever it may be. And I know a lot of people do that. A lot of fans, you know, music fans do that type of shit. And I feel like you put out a record now and you don't have any shows to play, it's like it's just going to get, like, in a sense, forgotten about. You know, I am happy, you know, bands are still putting out music, or else shit would really, really fucking suck. You know? Yeah,
there's that side of it too. And you know, I don't want to contribute to that either. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Honestly, if I was in a band during all this shit, I'd probably not release anything. Maybe I would try to figure something out, maybe, like, collab with another band, like, maybe, like, hey, you and your best friend's band, like, let's write, like, 2 songs each and put out, like, this split thing, maybe, you know, I don't know, think of something like that to do, that's just to have something. But, like, even so, I totally get it. Like, I don't know if I could release a full record and not go on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's weird.
It's part of the whole campaign, you know, it's part of what it builds.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's part of the story of the record. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. And you want to play shows and, you know,
yeah, there's got to be more
to
history
everybody.
to it, you know.
Yeah.
But there's gonna come a point, you know, if things didn't really, you know, come back, at what point are we like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna have to just do this.
Do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just roll
right
it out.
now, we're in a time where like people's attention spans are just so fucking short, and you know, you come out with an album and like fucking 4 months later, people are like, where's the new music? Where's the new music? You know what I mean?
And it's like, it's only been like a few months. Just gave you a new record.
It's fuck me, man.
I get it,
because if you're not fucking doing anything, people just stop giving a shit, you know. And I feel lucky enough during this where I haven't felt that so much. Like it feels like people are still. We have this Facebook page that someone started, kind of
like
at
a
the
Facebook
beginning
group?
of all this. Yeah, a Facebook group, and
okay.
I joined it.
I know what you're talking about. That's cool.
And it's been growing really rapidly, and people post multiple times every day, and like they're just talking about Spite, and it's just cool to see that like we're still in
like,
people's ears, and you know, like
yeah, no, I definitely there's a bunch like I know like Nick in here I've told you about, like he fucking loves the band. Like and I always see people still, you know, always talking about Spite, and I think you know, I've always felt that way about the band. Like you guys have something very special. Like I think what you guys do and the energy, especially at like your live shows, plus you guys are all cool people as well, and people vibe with you. Like you're very inviting. Like, I mean, you're a little scary on stage, but you know, off stage, you are like a chill dude. I'm like, this is you right now. Like you are a chill dude. Same goes with Alex and the other guys. You're all fucking Lucas, like really relaxed, laid back dude, you know, Ben and shit, you know, you're all like rad dudes. So I feel like people get that vibe from you, and they attract to that. Like they, you know, they want, you know, you're very inviting people. You're not like scary. You're not like,
I mean, it's
you know what I'm saying? Like that's, and I feel like, and it goes for any
yeah,
music
I
fan.
try to keep it real, you know.
Yeah, you have to.
It's a blessing and a curse, because, you know, I've prided myself in, you know, being that person on tour and going to shows and stuff like that, just hanging out with everyone, and saying what's up and just being a real person, because I mean that's part of the message, man. It's just like a real dude. I'm just a fucking dude, you know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
And you know, I remember going to shows before I was in all this stuff, and seeing the bands that I liked, and like just being starstruck and whatever. And you know, I'm looking at these people like they're fucking whatever. But now that I don't want to say I'm like a big fucking deal, but like on the opposite side of the spectrum, being in a band that people are going to shows and seeing them, it's just like it's like giving back to myself as a younger person, being the viewer, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Was that like weird?
But it's
when
hard.
As you guys.
Yeah, well, it's hard because people expect a lot out of you. People, you know, see you, and yeah, I know I've said something about this on Twitter today, but people act like, you know, you owe them something, and it's just like, that's just not like.
It's not how it is.
You know, fuck, man, it's just.
Yeah,
it's been nice. Like, that's the one nice thing about this whole quarantine thing, is that I've been able to take a break and like. Yeah. You know, just kind of distance myself from that a little bit. But then again, you know, on the internet, people are just like constantly it's just a fucking.
A lot of people.
I've been spending a lot less time on the internet, that's for sure. You know?
Yeah, you have to. I've been trying to do the same. I mean, I kind of just like distract myself with either playing video games or streaming, because a lot of people that come to my streams are all really fucking cool dudes, cool people. But like, I try to not like look at the news that much, and I try not to just stay on like social media like Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that. Like I'm just like, I'll kind of like skim through and be like, all right, I'm done. I don't give a shit anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I can't. Especially like during like the beginning of all this shit. It was very depressing to look at the news. And by news, I mean literally going on Twitter.
Yeah, dude.
Just one, like, not me watching it on TV, because I don't got cable. I literally watch, like, if I watch anything on TV, it's like Netflix at night. You know, me and the girlfriend will put something on, and that's it. Like, I don't have cable. I don't watch the news. So it's like just fucking Twitter.
Same. Well, you know, the news is very, whatever channel you're on, it's very biased, you know.
Yeah,
I tend not to watch that shit either. And then, you know, stuff like Twitter and all that's cool because it's unfiltered, you know.
It is.
But everyone wants to throw their opinion on it, and it's just very, it's exhausting. You know, at the beginning of all this stuff, you know, a lot of it was humor, and it was fun to go on the internet because people would, you know, jokes, and it was a good time.
Especially Twitter.
Like, wow,
Twitter
hey, we're always
up, bro.
together. It's a shit show, you know, like.
All the
and
memes.
then, you know, shit started really hitting the fan everywhere, and, you know, it became a very much like, are you doing this, and are you caring about this, and like,
are you talking about
became
this? Like, it's like, oh,
yeah, man. And it's like, dude, like, fuck, man, it's like, I have my own morals. There's things that I care about, but it's like, it's not about flaunting that stuff on the internet, like flaunting how good of a person I am. It's like that shit. That's. I get standing up for something too is also important, but it's just it became like, it just became too much.
Yeah.
I don't.
Overwhelming. Like, not everyone is gonna. Like, I'm definitely like vocal about shit. But, like, there are times where I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, I just don't. And not everyone's, you know, not everyone's a very vocal person. And some people don't like having to, like, go out, you know, and talk about certain things in public. You know, it's just like a lot of people expected a lot more people like, oh, why isn't this band talking about this? And it's like, that doesn't mean they're not for it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean, you know, they're not against racism, you know, and shit like that.
Yeah, you know,
that doesn't mean that.
The band, you know, you listen to my band, and that's fucking awesome, and that's really cool. But like, why are you expecting all this other shit out of me? Like, I'm just a fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me what I'm supposed to care about, what I'm not supposed to care about, what I'm supposed to do in a certain situation, what I'm not supposed to do in a certain situation. It's like that shit's for me to figure out and do behind closed doors, and that's all that matters for that, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right. It's been a hell of a year. There's no fucking doubt about that. But we'll get back out of it soon. Well, let's see. Hold on. I got a few. Let's go to some questions from some people in the chat. Nick,
just like scroll up to the top.
Well, I got it. I got stuff written down because I don't want to. If I have to scroll through this chat, it's gonna take me 10 years to find them.
Yeah.
I've just been like, I copy and pasted a few. So let's see. Nick had a few questions before they said he asked in my Discord. What was the inspiration behind the Root of All Evil record?
Oh man, going back to that record, that was just it was a very like inward look at myself. I feel like it was very also like lyrically, I'm not as happy as I am honestly with it than I was with Nothing Is Beautiful. It felt very surface level.
Really?
You know, but I mean, I'm not saying that's bad, but it's just like, it all felt like that. And, you know, some of the songs I love, and then there's other songs I'm like, man, if I had more time, I wish we spent more time on them. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't have to like force myself to write a song so fast and whatever.
Yep.
But I still think like, man, it was just a time for me where I was recovering from a lot of my own mental health issues, and it was just kind of like getting through that shit, like, and
at the same time,
you know, a lot of it was just like it was a look at myself, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a look at everything around, and that was a time when, like, I mean, I don't know, mass shootings were fucking huge. I remember when that shit was just every fucking goddamn day, week, or whatever the fuck. It was insane. And that set the stage for the album. And it was just like, it was just the idea that everyone is capable of this, like, absolutely fucked up shit. Like, I just put myself in a position where I was like, it used to keep me up at night. It was a time where I was anxious as fuck and whatever. And I was like, I'm capable of anything. I'm not saying like I'm gonna like fucking commit a mass shooting. Jesus fucking Christ, that's not what I'm saying. But like, I'm just, you know, like I wrote Rain in Hell about that. I wrote The Offering about, you know, my fear of sleepwalking and like doing fucked up things in my sleep, and like that's a real fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, that's a very real thing.
You know, and Incarcerated was about the music scene and the music industry and my taste for it. You know. Yeah. It just, there's just a lot of different themes on that album, and it's a little bit like, I feel like it's just a little bit messier, and it's, my head was just fucking messy at the time. You know,
it was just a rough time.
It just feels good to take the time with this shit. This new one.
Yeah, and be in a better headspace. I'm sure you are.
100%.
And the guys.
Probably.
I mean, everyone has the rough
better
times.
Headspace is different. It's different, but there's more to draw inspiration from. And,
for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Let's see. Are you working on any new covers? I know you've done a Slipknot, Whitechapel, Suicide Silence covers, which all fucking rule. Which I've played, I think, all 3 of them.
Thank you.
Because I'll do like a music stream like once a week. We'll be checking out music videos, hang out and shit. And I'm pretty sure I played all of them. Definitely Slipknot and Suicide Silence. So are you working on any new ones you have in mind, or sometimes, you know, in the future?
I kind of put this out there. I don't know how really much it got out there, but I'm doing a cover, a 3-song cover from an EP from a local band from the Bay Area that I like, kind of like grew up going to their shows and shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's this band called I Shot the Sheriff.
Dude, I remember that band.
Yes,
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
It's legendary out here.
Yes, I know exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look that shit up on YouTube, dude. It's just like some of the most like raw, aggressive, just like pissed off shit. You could tell they didn't give a fuck what they said when they wrote the lyrics. Like it was just like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
That was
that was the shit that I just, growing up, like I connected to that stuff, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like,
that was you could say like they were like one of like an influence on you.
I mean, that was definitely an influence on me, man. And like that guy didn't even have like, he didn't do like, I mean, of course he did a lot of like pig squeals, like Breeze, that was like popular at the time.
That was the thing then.
But like his vocals were just pissed. Like it wasn't about his technique or his fucking like
he was yelling
lows and
at
highs.
you.
It was just fucking angry, and I'm like, man, that's what I like, you know. So I did a cover of they have a 5-song EP.
Okay.
And I just did 3 of my favorite songs. And it's
shit.
all tracked. It's all done. We just been kind of, there's a couple corrections, and then, you know, I went to the studio, and then we just kind of got caught up for a minute and haven't excuse me.
You're good.
Haven't really finished polishing it up.
Gotcha.
But I had someone do artwork for it.
Is it the band?
Give him a shout out because he's got dope stuff.
Did you guys redo the music too?
Yeah, so we have programmed drums for it. Alex, like there's no tabs or anything for these songs. I mean, these were recorded. They're not like really great recordings. You know what I mean? It's old.
Yeah.
And you know, Alex just picked apart like everything, and he fucking retracked all the guitars.
No shit.
And yeah, dude, it's pretty raw. Like
that's sick. Pretty sick. I don't think I've heard of a newer band, like a band doing covers.
I don't think anyone's really done this kind of shit.
Yeah, like I can't recall anybody. So this is I didn't expect you to tell us like this was what you're doing. This is crazy. I definitely want to.
Yeah, so it's this guy. Real quick, his name is Deathcult Creative on Instagram.
Why does that sound? Deathcult Creative.
Yeah, he's been doing. I feel like he's been getting a lot more traction lately. He's been like doing artwork for some bigger artists and stuff. But like,
here he is.
He does.
I'll drop the link in the chat for everybody.
So you'll see when it's done. But he did the artwork for that EP or cover EP we're gonna come out with eventually. I talked to Cody about it literally like 4 or 5 days ago, and I was like, hey, let's just finish this up and get this out.
Yeah, let's just get this done.
We originally wanted to put it out, like around Halloween or something. It's been a long time. Wow. So
shit.
Yeah.
So you think that'll come out in the coming few months?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure it comes out soon.
That's dope. That'd be really cool to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like
it'll give give people something to hold on to for a little bit and enjoy. That's pissed off. It's not spite, but it's fun and it's heavy and it's sick.
Yeah, and then like people that are not even like familiar with it, you could be like, here, like this is the band. Here is the band. Go listen to, here is the EP. Yeah. Go listen to it. Like this is who the band is.
I was a little worried about it at first because I don't know those guys personally, but Cody is acquainted with some of the guys in that band. They haven't been in a band for forever.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But they were totally down with the idea of us doing it. And they're like, you can put it on Spotify, you can do whatever you want with it. Like, we're totally cool with it. We're stoked that you guys are doing that. And I don't think I'm going to put it on Spotify. If I did,
yeah, it's kind of like,
I'm not trying to make money off this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What were you going to do?
I'm not trying to get streamed. Like, if I were to put it on Spotify, I'd think of some kind of like
way to get
Bay Area, like a charity or something, like put that money towards. It's just like, I'm not.
That would be a cool idea.
Yeah, so if that doesn't work out, then it's just going to be on YouTube. That's
just
all.
YouTube it, yeah, exactly.
Old school,
So that's rad. Shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to hear that.
Yeah.
I remember that band back in the day, dude. It's like one of those bands that's just like, I remember hearing the name and being like, I shot the sheriff. I got to listen to this.
Yeah.
The fuck is this?
Yeah. Anyone in this chat, man, like look that shit up on YouTube. It's insane.
Do you, Benny, who's in the chat, Benny the Narwhal, do you remember a guy named Ben Stanford? Benny Stanford?
Yeah.
I can't pronounce this band name. It's AMALGRMA. AMA. How do you pronounce it? Amag. Is it your band?
But I do remember Ben.
Yeah, he lives in Chicago now.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was
cool,
one of my friends from elementary school growing up. He was his neighbor, and we used to hang out all the time. That's
holy shit. Well, Benny.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Benny found my Twitch like when I first started streaming, like earlier this year, and I remember he just said, "What's up, homie?" I remember him telling me that, and I was like, "What? No shit. That's fucking awesome."
Wow, that was a curveball.
Yeah, big throwback.
Yeah.
What are like some of your favorite bands you've toured with so far? You have any that you just like really love to be around and tour with? I mean, I'm sure everyone has.
Yeah, I got a lot. Orthodox has always been so fucking cool. We toured with them twice. We took them out on two headliners back to back. Left Behind is another one.
Good people.
Dude, they're the sickest dudes. All of these guys, like they're just like they make touring so much more enjoyable. It's fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's a rough time, and like I think that makes or breaks a tour is the people on it. Whether you enjoy it or not. And just touring with like sometimes the bigger bands is just when they have big band syndrome, which is it's a thing.
It is.
You know what I mean? They're not as enjoyable to tour with sometimes because they don't. They're like
we've been doing it for so long.
They don't care to hang out and whatever. I'm like, man, like that's whatever. I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
There's times where I want to be antisocial too, and I don't feel like hanging out with everybody. I totally get it. So but Orthodox, Left Behind, Varials was so fucking fun to tour with. Revocation was my man. They got to be like top 3.
That was on the Chaos and Carnage tour, right? Revo?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, those guys are fucking.
I've always heard
some of the
really rad guys.
Biggest musicians I've ever
had
the pleasure of touring with and watching every night. And they were just the coolest guys. Like, they just always wanted to hang out, and they were just such a good time.
That's rad.
And I hope we tour with them again, because I know we kind of are two different kinds of metal, but like, man, I would take any fucking tour they're on. You know?
That's rad.
Those guys were great.
I didn't expect that. That's cool. I don't know those guys at all.
Super fun.
Yeah, Oceano guys are great.
Oceano, man, I'm trying to go down my catalog right now and just think of all these bands that we've toured with.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I am, dude.
I am, boys. Yes.
I am. I mean, that was what was so cool about the last headliner we did. Is just we toured pretty much all those bands, or most of them, and like it was just like homie fest. You know what I mean? Everyone was just like so stoked to hang out with each other, and just fun as fuck, dude.
I remember just even like going, like I went to the Austin show. It was just everyone's just like hanging out with each other. Everyone's having a good time. But even like seeing like videos on Twitter being posted of everyone just hanging out, and all the vocalists coming on stage doing vocals with each other, just having a fucking blast and shit, wilding out and everything. It was like, it's so cool to see that, and it's like, wow, dude, these guys are just, it's like a fucking party every night. Just everyone's just like vibing together. But that's what, when a band does like a headlining tour, and I tell this to a lot of bands, it's like, try to get us on their headline. I'm like, listen, do you guys know them at all? No. I'm like, all right, well, I'll push you for it. But like most, that headliner is really going to push for like their friends' bands to be on the tour. They want it, when a band goes in headlines, they want like some people they know on the tour. Because you want it to be that way. You want to have some friends, people that you're familiar with. But obviously bands that draw. So you want like a
I mean, there's
tour.
the business side of it too. I mean, some people are all
yeah.
business about it. Just some headliners I've toured with that just don't really seem to give a shit who's on the tour with them at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they
some people
care.
don't care.
They just chill out the whole time, and then the only time you see them is when they walk out. Their
on
bus
stage
or whatever, 5 minutes before they go on stage, and that's it.
And that is it.
It is what it is, man. I get it. It's just that's not really my mentality.
Yeah.
But there are some like larger scale bands. I mean, like what was it? Chelsea Grin, dude. Chelsea Grin was so fucking cool to tour with. Every one of those guys is super humble. They're all awesome. They're great to hang out with. They treat you like they're your brothers. You know what I mean?
They're very pro too. Those guys are really good dudes, but they're very pro with everything they do.
Mm-hmm. Tom, dude, me and Tom became really tight after that tour, and I didn't know him at all before that.
Oh, really?
That's just like, yeah. I mean, I love building relationships like that on tour. Just people that you just click with, and
right away.
It makes everything that much better,
Yeah, no, it definitely does. You just got asked a question. Have you ever played a pizza party?
Have I played a pizza party?
That's such a question.
Dude, honestly, I feel like that's Cam.
Yeah, it's Cam.
It makes me think that I have, because he's being so specific.
Clockwise pizza party, he said.
What? Oh, well, yeah. Thanks, Cam.
I saw Cam and I was like, yeah, I gotta ask Darius this question because I know you guys know each other.
Pizza party. I'm like, I'm sure I fucking have.
I mean, I have before.
Yeah.
Dude,
Cam's a real one, dude.
He is a real one.
These streets are cold, man.
Dude, these streets, I love his band.
Listen to the new Streets EP.
It's awesome.
Cody recorded it as well. I did a cool guest spot on it.
Oh wait, this is gonna be another.
Yeah.
It's an EP coming out.
No, it came out.
Oh, you're talking about the one that came out recently, right? Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. If you haven't, you should. Darius did a free.
He did a 20
and the EP closed out with a bang.
Yeah. Oh, Cam, you're so fucking ridiculous. I told him not to hold back. He did not let me down.
No, I didn't.
Holy shit. I know we had a question from Steph Beachy. He's at work right now, but he was in here before. He's cool. He's a cool fucking dude. He asked, "Do you ever want to include cleans in future Spite? Would that ever be a thing?"
I don't think so. Obviously being like just puts a cap on it, and later if it ever were for some reason to happen, be like, you said, but I don't think so. It's not something that I really
it's not like this
am interested in having over Spite. That's just not kind of really what we're about. But who fucking knows? Maybe there's like a part,
you never know, right?
that calls for a guest person to do something, whatever. And I've never really had a guest vocalist either. So
yeah, you guys
I don't
never
know.
had a guest vocalist.
I have had Cody do some stuff, but
Cody,
he's in the band,
Yeah, he's in the band.
but it's just I don't really see that happening, to be honest with you. I can't sing, so I could do like pitch screams, whatever they call it, screams. Right? Yeah, I can do stuff like that, and like, yeah, I mean, maybe something like that could be in a Spite song, but I don't think it would ever be like, something we'd focus on where I do it in more than one thing in the album or whatever. But as of right now, I'd say probably not in the near future. So.
I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what was the other one? Oh,
but the next album's gonna have fucking singing all over it. Watch.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you just learn how to sing. You have this angelic voice. That'd be fucking great. What's Joel had a question? I think he's still in here. What's your favorite unknown/local band right now? Or just
unknown.
Or just your favorite local band right now? I don't know what local bands are near you.
There's like some bands that I always kind of give shout outs to when people ask about like Bay Area bands, and like Wolf King is always one of them.
Yeah, he's right there.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I wouldn't consider them like unknown. I feel like they picked up a good amount of traction over the last like couple years.
Yeah, no, they definitely were last year. Last year
they're an incredible live band.
Yeah, that's like another band too, where it's like, dude, live, it's just where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that matters more than anything. I could listen to a band and fall in love with an album and then go see them live and they suck, and I'm like, man, fuck this.
Yeah, you're like, damn it, why do you guys have to suck
fucking
live?
Poser.
You fucking poser.
Seriously though, dude,
dude, that's the most disappointing shit in the world.
I'm so crazy about that shit, dude. I mean, we worked really hard to be a good live band. We practice our fucking instruments. We do the shit, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that like just want to be in a band, and it's like all about the image and whatever. And it's just like, pick up your instrument and like learn it
Go
first.
Practice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I get it.
It's easy to get into a studio and anyone can make you fucking sound good, but that doesn't mean you're good.
Exactly.
And a lot of people get credit for shit that's just like, I don't know, that's just shot as fuck to me.
It is.
Easy to polish a fucking turd, dude,
Dude, some bands.
Anyway. Good live bands.
Good live band.
They're awesome. And, obviously, I just want to say I've fucked up plenty of times live, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure
not perfect, but, generally.
Generally, yeah. I mean, I think it's... Every time I've seen you live, it's like, you guys put 110% into it, and afterwards you could tell how tired you guys are. You're like, holy shit. I remember even after like that Time Cats show, you're like, I need 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was nice about, headlining. Like, headlining is cool. I mean, there's this thing that I call it is headliner syndrome. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're the last band that plays and stuff like that. And sometimes you get a little bit off your game because you lose a little bit of the underdog mentality, Yeah. And you got to remember to like stay on top of it. But what's nice about it is that like you have a place to retreat to. You kind of run the green room, or we had like a nicer vehicle for the first time in the last tour. And like I could just like take a second and like breathe before hanging out and talking with people and whatnot, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to the bands real quick.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Wolf King from the Bay.
Yeah, everyone listen to Wolf King.
There's One Vote for Violence.
One Vote for Violence. I gotta write this
down. That's a band that Cody also records and stuff. I did another guest spot on one of their tracks. But they have like a whole album out, and it's heavy ass deathcore shit.
I like. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I feel like
for violence. You said
one vote for
there
violence.
it is. I've seen this artwork before.
Yeah,
I've seen that artwork.
Those guys are cool. They're tight dudes.
Definitely gonna check that out. Leave that up.
And then I'm trying to think of like, I mean, These Streets. We already talked about those guys.
Oh yeah. What's
yeah,
Cam's
those
other
are
band?
like my go-to guys.
What's Cam's other band that he sings in?
I'm still in here. Cam, what's your? I mean, there's
I always fucking forget.
Open Eyes.
Open Eyes. Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes, I love that shit. Eyes open.
Eyes open. sorry. I'm sorry.
There's been so many times I'm like, what is Cam's other band? I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
So there'll be times where I'm like, I want to listen to something like lighter, and I'm like, I fucking love their last record.
Yeah.
Good band. Very good band. Oh yeah, the EP. Was this the EP? Sick, I think. My shit is not working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they've released anything in a minute.
Yeah. Where the heck did the other record go, Cam? Why didn't you guys have like a full EP on here? Where'd it go? The fuck? Anyway.
If I'm missing any like bands off the top of my head, I apologize.
Oh, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, right now I'm not as like keen on everything as I used to be with things not being so active. But yeah,
when you guys let's talk about, because I've been seeing some questions about Outsider, your clothing company. So let's talk about that a little bit. When starting that, I guess, what was your like idea behind it? Like, what sparked this like idea? Let me start. I want to do.
Yeah.
Was it just you designing shit?
Like, yeah.
Right.
So it started off. I mean, I wanted to make clothes. I wanted to like do stuff that was kind of like, it was another kind of creative outlet for me as far as like my lyrical ideas and stuff went, where I took like themes that I would write about and stuff like that, and I wanted to make something else out of it, you know?
Yeah.
That wasn't just Spite related, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It started off that way, and then, you know, obviously maybe not obviously, but I'm very into, you know, horror movies and, you know, gross, violent shit and whatever, whatnot. And I kind of, as time went on, we took it more in that direction. I didn't want it to be so closely related to Spite, you know.
You kind of wanted to be its own thing.
I have different dreams for Outsider. You know, I want it to be separate. I want it to be more streetwear. I want to open a store. I want it to be something that people aren't just like discovering through Spite. I want people to discover Outsider for its own thing and what it is. You know. But I mean, there's a lot of people that identify with the themes of Spite and whatever, and it's just like another thing to do that with, you know?
Yeah. No, because I always would see you draw shit and stuff that would turn into a design for it, which was rad.
Yeah, I started off, you know, doing it. I lived in this little like hut thingy outside my mom's place back in the day.
Yeah.
And I used to just run it out of there. And,
oh, really? Okay.
You know, obviously now it's different. I got Davis Ryder on board, and
sick.
That guy,
he's
a fucking genius, man, and he has made everything come to life so much just better and more beautifully. And I'm never been more excited about the brand that I am now. Like it's just growing and growing, and
That's right.
I mean, I have a. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure a good amount of people who are, you know, follow me probably know about it. But yeah, Outsider Cult, so it's called on Instagram. I do drop like every few months. It's
when's the next one coming out, you think?
So we're supposed to do one in February. It's the 4-year anniversary of the brand. So we want to
I thought I followed it.
We want to do something cool for that.
Yeah.
It might be closer to the end of February. I don't have an exact date yet. We're still getting everything in order for it. But a lot of people I know get upset with it because things have tended to like sell out quickly, or like it's up for like normally like a week or two and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's how I've set things up, you know. I don't really repeat shirts or designs really. Maybe some different variants here and there, but yeah, I don't know. I like that. We kind of do
just
the same
whenever
thing
you're
with Spite, you know.
Yeah, just like whenever you feel like dropping one, or you just have.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want it to be so
no,
much like whenever I feel like it. Yeah, I want people to like expect something every like other month or so.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to go about it.
But yeah, I want people, you know, I don't want it to be too accessible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's
Is
just
it
like
limited
everyone
too?
can have it. Yeah,
it is, right?
It's limited. So yeah. I don't know, man. I always like the idea that even if I don't know, I remember trying to get shoes and certain clothes back in the day from clothing brands and companies that I liked, and waiting up till fucking, you know, certain times and losing sleep over it and still not fucking getting anything. And like,
yeah.
I know like a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but like that was part of the excitement for me. That was part of like, I don't know, it just made me even that much more invested. Like,
it makes it more special, and especially when you get your hands on it, you're like, you bought it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and you're like, shit, I got it. It's like, fuck yes, dude. It's the same shit when, you know, when like new consoles and shit come out and stuff, and they get snagged up so quick. But when you get your hands on it, you're like, holy shit, I got the pre-order. Like I did it. You know, and it's like that's
100%. It makes it more special. You have your own connection and attachment to it, and it just means more. And like everyone likes to have shit that no one else has, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess on the topic of like horror movies and stuff like that, what is your favorite horror movie or franchise?
Oh man, I have like it's so hard to like pinpoint my favorite. I could probably just give like a few. Obviously, you know, I love Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses and all that. I watched the newer one, 3 from Hell. It took like a long time for me to watch it, and just because, you know, everyone was talking about it for a minute and how disappointed they were and whatever, and I wound up watching it while I was at the studio in November.
Oh, okay.
And I actually enjoyed it. You know, my only complaint with it was that they kind of just followed the exact same like layout as The Devil's Rejects. But it was still enjoyable or whatever. But I love those movies. I mean, here, I have like a little DVD thing. I went to one of those like record stores in Berkeley, and they do like movies and shit too. But here's just some from what I picked up from that day alone. I think it says a lot about, you know, my taste in horror. So let's see. I got
show it off. Let's see it.
The Exorcist.
Oh yes, you can't go wrong.
I got Saw 3.
Dude, I love the Saw movies.
Yeah, Saw 3 was just, I feel like it was extra gruesome. I don't know. I feel like the devices were just like so
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. American Psycho.
You can't go wrong. Another one.
I got a wide spectrum here. I got a few more. I got The Thing.
Yes.
Very classic. I like I like it, you know, when they don't use so much CGI and things, and they use the practical effects. It just makes everything just come off that much more like gross and gnarly.
Does.
One of my all-time favorites for sure is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Dude, I've been to the house. Well, I've been by the house because they have
one in Austin.
Yeah. I went to it a few years ago, but you can't like get up close or anything because it's gated off.
They have a gate. Yeah. I've been there too. It's in Grangersville or something.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. I went there a few years ago when I was coming down when I was living in Dallas, and I was coming down to Austin for a show, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to the house before I go to the show. So I left early, and it was just like windy as fuck out there, but it was really cool to see it, even though you're like kind of far back. You can see it clearly, and it was just like
people fucking live there.
People live there, dude, and it's just like
in that building.
How do you live there?
Dude, it is like that house when they like redid the house and then like not the newest films, but like the beginning and stuff like that. That house was just so creepy and scary looking, and when you see it in person, it's like just as scary because there's nothing else around it. It's like in the middle of nowhere, and then you just drive up, and it's just fucking.
I think there's like a gas station down the road. Too. I'm pretty sure there's but yeah, it's just like sitting there off the road.
For sure.
I was like, is there a way I can get closer? And I've just read, do not try to get closer. Like those people that live there hate anyone that tries. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cameras all over the.
Yeah. It's like the Breaking Bad house. Have you been? You've been to it, right? In New Mexico. Where is it? Is it Albuquerque? It is
Albuquerque.
Right? Yeah. I've never been to it, but I know people. A lot of bands have, and I've been just told that those people do not like anyone.
First tour I ever did, that I went there.
That was the spot to go to.
Yeah, it was popping at the time, and
yeah, dude.
I got a few more, and then
Sim.
hold on. So I got It Follows. This one's kind of controversial. A lot of people hated this movie, but I loved it. I thought it was really good.
It Follows. I don't think.
I don't know. I think it's it's original to me, and the soundtrack is great, and I don't know. It's worth a watch. I think it's streaming free on something right now. And then this
Mean-Eyed Cat.
Planet Terror.
Yes.
Well, if you've ever seen that, that's
I've
a good one.
Yep.
And then there's some others I don't have. Obviously, like I like all the Hellraiser movies,
Same.
and one of my all-time favorites that came out, like my two favorites that have come out in like recent history are probably Sinister and Hereditary. I absolutely loved those movies.
Oh, great fucking movies. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hit up.
I remember walking out of both those movies in theaters and just feeling like shit. Being like, fuck, man.
Fuck,
like,
dude.
Wow. Yeah. And I love
awesome.
that. So. I love to feel like shit.
That's the rules. People, Joel said people used to go there to the Breaking Bad house and throw pizzas on the roof. That's why. Yeah,
that was the thing. Yeah, I mean, I'd be fucking pissed off too.
I would be pissed off.
But I heard, I could be wrong, but I heard those people, like the people that live there. I mean, you allowed them to do the show there.
Yeah.
You know? They probably.
Again,
I don't want to assume anything. In my head, I'm like, they probably made like stupid money off that.
Yeah, why do you still live there?
I could be completely wrong though. But I mean, it's just, I mean, you had to have approved that. But,
yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, is it the same? I want to know if it's like the same owners. Like, is it the same? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because they had.
And if it's not the same owners, they definitely had to approve. Like I'm moving into the Breaking Bad house.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna come here and take pictures in front of it. Maybe throw a pizza on the roof. Dude, oh man, let's see what else. What's I have a few questions. Could you? Would you? I cannot talk. Do you see yourself doing anything with? Do you see? You ever want to do something with Slaughter to Prevail or with Alex Terrible? Do you guys?
We toured with them in 2017. It was
I remember
one of the coolest tours I've ever done. Yeah, that was like, I felt like one of Spite's like breakthrough tours.
Yeah.
That was with No Zodiac, A Virgin's Crown.
That's right.
Slaughter to Prevail, and Oceano. There may have been another band on that. I'm sorry.
Was the Oceano tour? Right, that was the Oceano headliner, right?
It was the Revelation tour,
yeah. I remember that.
That album came out, and that tour was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So we toured with them back in the day, and like that was another tour. Like it was just so fun hanging out with everyone.
Yeah, it was just big home.
I saw Alex once, I think. Since then, he did like a headliner, and I was toured at the time, and I came out and saw him, and. I mean, that dude's a fucking monster, man.
It's
insane. I still don't understand how he does what he does, but I mean, fuck, man, mad respect.
I watched a video from him the other day. He did a cover of Dig by Mudvayne. And he's
always putting out stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, God, why? How are you so good?
Yeah. I mean,
cool.
We almost did another tour with them at one point. Something was getting put together, and then it wound up not happening.
Okay.
But I wouldn't doubt that us and Slaughter to Prevail, cross paths again.
Oh yeah.
And
happening for sure.
I mean, I could foresee me and Alex maybe one day doing something together. It could be cool.
Maybe do a cover
it would
together.
Definitely be cool.
Yeah, it would be. Do like a cover together. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah.
Dead Sea asked, is Darius any good at Call of Duty Warzone? I heard a lot of different things.
I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. I'm not going to put his name out here. But he's like my number one person I play with.
Oh, really?
Them on Warzone, and he's fucking giving me shit. Fuck you, man.
Me and Darius, we were literally talking about Warzone before we started the stream.
Dude.
The love hate.
I knew that he'd find his way into this fucking chat. And
he saw the post. He was like, I'm gonna go make a Twitch and give him shit.
100%. Yeah.
Alex Mongol.
I'm not that good at Warzone.
You know Alex Mongol? Am I pronouncing your last name? Yeah, he's in here. He said, fun tour story. One time Darius was sick on tour. Instead of him doing vocals, I subbed in and replaced him with flashy lights. It was rock and roll. Really?
Yep. Yeah. He
that's fucking
he was
great.
doing Lights for Dying Fetus on that tour.
Shit. No shit. Okay,
and I got food poisoning. We played New Orleans the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So that show was in Atlanta. I got food poisoning the next day after something I ate. I think it was the pasta I ate at the House of Blues.
Oof.
It was like a Cajun chicken pasta or something.
Maybe the chicken wasn't cooked all the way.
I have no idea, but it was
it's terrible.
Oh my god, bro, it was miserable. And like I was driving that whole oh my god, dude, I can't even.
I hate it.
Just thinking about it is like putting me back there.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
And my whole band is stressing out because they're like, there's no way he's gonna be able to do vocals. Like I can't even sit up without my head just like feeling like I'm gonna black out and like vomiting and like it was just awful. Jesus. But yeah, Alex was like, I'm gonna do lights for your band. He didn't chart us or anything. He just fucking came through for us, and my whole band. I mean, they still played the set without me.
It just had an insane light show.
Yeah.
Just over the top.
Yeah, Alex just grabbing the mic, mosh calling and shit, Yeah.
No, it's fucking awesome. I mean, I feel like people still went off for that, though. I'm sure people still.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I was in the van just dying. Yeah. Those are miserable. What a time, bro.
Every time I hear of a fucking vocalist getting like food poisoning, it's like, I didn't play that show, and then other guys on the tour did vocals, or they just played without anyone doing anything. I mean, sometimes it happens.
So it sucks, man, because getting sick on tour is one thing because it's bound to happen, but like getting food poisoning, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, because like you can have a cold on tour, you can literally have the flu on tour and still go out there and be on stage for 20-30 minutes and do it, and then you can go die afterwards. But like when you have food poisoning, you're not doing anything. Just don't even
you're surviving off fucking gas station food and truck stop food all goddamn day, and nothing fucking happens to you, but you eat at a fucking restaurant
and then you that's when you get fucking food poisoning.
Oh my god, dude! You think it's gonna be like your one
and it's like you're at House of Blues, and you're like, House of Blues usually has like their food's like pretty decent. It's like fine. I've eaten there like many times, so like you wouldn't even expect that to happen. But dude, sometimes you don't even notice when like sometimes I've had chicken. I don't eat meat anymore, but like I've had chicken where I didn't notice it was undercooked, and then the next day I'm fucking throwing up.
Oh fuck yeah!
And then it's like it had to be that. It had to be now. Like every time, like I remember that last time I had food poisoning, I would always check the chicken, cut it open. I'm like, all right, is this fucking shit cooked? So the last thing
it's shitty because like having to like not play a show because your whole band's disappointed. You're letting everyone in your band down. And then too, everyone who's coming to the show that are coming to see you, you know what I mean? People are paying money, there's like the rest of the tour package, but sometimes they're there for you and you're just not there. And like, that's gotta be so, like going to see a band live, man, it's gotta be like disappointing as fuck. Like, I don't know. It bums me out, but
no, it is definitely a big bummer.
Human being, man, shit happens,
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, let's see. Any favorite merch designs you guys have done? You have made?
Oh, dude, we've done so many merch
designs.
A lot.
That was a question from I think it was Nick. I forgot the name of it.
I'm gonna put this out here. This is something we're planning on doing. I'm just thinking about merchandise right now. We have a storage unit that has a bunch of tour designs, leftover tour designs and shit like that. There's like a ton.
Really? You have that much?
And
you have a lot of shit? Just like
just
sitting?
over the years, you know?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, in the last tour too, we did a merch reorder, and then we had to cancel, like, you know, the last 10 days of the tour. So we came home with some boxes of merch that straight up just weren't even open, you know?
Damn, dude.
So we, me and my brother came up with an idea of, you know, setting up, I'm not exactly sure when this is going to happen, but we're trying to set up like some kind of store, a Depop or something like that, where we can start getting some of those designs out, where some people might be able to get their hands on some of, because we don't put our tour merch designs online afterwards. We've never done that. So like these are designs that people really
just bring it back on tour with you, right? Usually, or what?
Yeah, normally we would. Sometimes we wouldn't, you know.
Depends what you have.
Really like the idea of always, you know, you have to come to the show to get that shirt.
Yeah,
obviously, things are different now. So, yeah, me and Alex have been talking about that. So I'm, you know, hoping everyone can get stoked for that. We're gonna figure that out.
That'd be rad.
So, yeah.
God damn.
Favorite merch designs, though. I mean, I think the Devil's Rejects hoodie is definitely one of my all-time favorites. We did a couple variants of that over the years. And I have a good amount of those in that vault. So.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Dude, yes, I'm sure people will love that.
Yeah.
Sarah said that's her favorite hoodie. Oh, fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I love the Devil's Rejects.
That movie, I rewatched it again recently. Just realized how fucked up it is, but how good it is.
Oh, dude, it's really fucked up. Why is my camera blurry? This fucking camera sometimes, sorry. Any others?
You're not coming off blurry to me.
Oh, now it's fine. There we go. Sorry.
Cool.
It looked a little blurry. There we go. So outside of music, do you have any hobbies you like to do?
Well,
have you ever been a sports fan or anything like that? Were you ever?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I was when I was in like elementary school. I played basketball for a little bit. I did a little wrestling in like middle school.
I played sports when I was young. Yeah, I didn't wrestle. I'm not cut out for that shit.
I did for like a few months, and I'm like, I'm over it. I don't want to do this shit. That was like 6th grade.
Man, if I was a wrestler, bro, I'd be a scary motherfucker, man.
Yeah, you would.
But I don't. Maybe one of these days I'll pick that up, dude.
Yeah.
You're nice and jacked, and be the wrong one to fuck with, dude. Yeah. I played some basketball. Basketball is probably my favorite sport that I dabbled into, and like I could watch basketball now and like
you enjoy
I still like it. You know, I know how the sport works and I can follow it and I like it, but you know, anything else, not really. I'm not really interested in it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like my favorite sports to watch is like hockey. I like hockey. Hockey's cool.
Hockey's cool because it's violent, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit out of each other.
I think that's why I like it.
Yeah. Hobbies. I mean, I used to draw a lot. I haven't really.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff.
Done any drawing in a long time. I've just kind of cleaned up my place or reorganized some stuff at my place yesterday, and I found all my drawing stuff. So I'm hoping I just pick that up again.
You should, man.
But dude, I mean, I just kind of chill out, and I mean, as far as this quarantine goes, like. This last year,
it's been a roller coaster.
I mean, to be honest with you, I smoked a fuckload of weed and I drank a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with weed, bro.
I mean, once New Year's kind of hit, I was like, all right, I gotta like tone it back a little bit.
Yeah, let's cut it down now.
A whole year just went by and nothing happened.
Dude, I barely drink. That's crazy with me. Usually, I guess I'm just more of a social drinker. I don't know. I barely drink. Yeah. I wish I
mean, hey, that's good. I mean, it's been a minute for me. I just took like a couple weeks off just now. Like, I'm still on that right now. I'm like, okay, I need to, you know, get my shit back on track a little bit.
Cam said I spent 2020 fully turned up, too.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I love you, Cam.
The world was just fucked, man.
Like, well, yeah. I mean, we've never dealt with anything like this before. We never thought we would ever have to deal with something like this before. Let's put it that way. Like, we never thought. There was never a moment. I don't think any of us ever thought we were gonna have to deal with something like this. And I've said it before. There was like a few months before the pandemic happened. I think I was in New York for Christmas, and I was talking to my dad about everything. Like, tell him about, like, 'cause it took him a while to like get what I do for a living, and he saw like me doing better with it in the last few years. And I was like, yeah, like, this is never going to stop. Bands are always going to tour. Like, I'm always going to be able to do this job, as long as I don't fuck up that much. And I was like, I'm always going to have this. And then and then March comes by. And it's like, oh yeah. I guess this could get in the way of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never expected anything like this to happen, and it makes me feel like anything could fucking happen, man.
Yeah,
you know. So, I mean, who fucking knows?
No.
But I mean, this whole thing made it seem like I don't have any hobbies, but music was just my number one thing, man. Like, I dedicated my fucking life to it. And I chill out. I listen to a fuckload of music. I played a bunch of video games with Ben and his brother, and over this kind of time, and kind of just been dabbling and trying to work on music when I can. I have a girlfriend, and we hang out and like to try and get out in nature and do shit, and she's got a dog. We just wholesome shit. That's what I've been doing. When awesome. We're you
got to
on my downtime, and it makes me feel good. I'm so
fresh
fucking
air,
happy
to hike and shit.
Have that kind of shit. Yep. Exactly, dude. I did a lot of like picnicking and hiking and just being outdoors, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. Same, dude. Right when the pandemic even happened, like it was like the night. I'm not even gonna say his name. The orange piece of shit said that he was closing the borders. The day after, we went to Big Bend National Park for our anniversary. And I was like, the night before, I was like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to be able to leave. Like, not because of like the pandemic. We were going somewhere like it's fucking no one's even there. But, everyone, it's a national park, but there was like barely anyone there when we went. But anyway, it was just like my job. I was like, fuck, I got to reschedule this and that. Oh my God. Like, I had like bands from Europe coming over in like a week, like it was just like kind of a shit show. And then I woke up the next morning. I was like, "Nah, we're going. Fuck this." And I'm very happy we went.
Yeah, seriously.
And I can't wait to go back. That is for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I find myself feeling the best when I'm just outside for a little bit.
Same. At least for a few hours, a couple hours. Just get out, get some air, bring the pup.
Looking at Camp's comment.
Oh. One time, Darius poured me and my homegirl quad shots of tequila and murdered us.
I think I can't even recall that, bro. I was probably already murdered myself.
Probably. If you're pouring quad shots, you're fucking gone. You're full send. Sprite is the superior soda. Shut up, Joel. Nick asked, is Darius tempted to cut his hair?
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
I would be
fucking
tempted.
Sick of this shit. I mean, look at this shit, dude. I don't know if
your hair is long.
Fucking mess, man. It fucking goes down to my ass, dude. It's awful.
Wait, it's that long?
It's a pain in the ass. I mean, when it's okay, yeah.
Like
so I mean,
strain it, I guess.
My hair's curly as shit. Yeah. So when it's like wet.
Yeah.
Just about down there. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I mean, even the last tour I did, it was so long, it was annoying because I'd like be swinging it around and I would like be trying to do vocals or whatever, and I would inhale my hair, and it would go down my throat. This sounds disgusting, but like I'd be doing vocals or whatever, and I'd take like a deep breath, like while swinging my head around, and I would just inhale my hair, and I would have to like pull it out of, and I could feel it like sliding up my throat. Like it was disgusting, dude. Just pulling my hair out of my mouth, and I can't stand that shit.
Oh my God, that's so gross.
And I gets in everything I eat, and like it's just,
you're always shedding. You're always shedding.
Yeah, I mean, I used to have short hair, and I used to like style it with pomade and shit. And I used to feel like,
I remember.
Oh, pretty good. I don't look like a fucking.
I just wear a fucking hat.
Look like I fucking came out of the ground, man.
I just wear a fucking hat now. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I went to my friend's wedding in November, and I was like, I'm wearing my Bucky's hat to your wedding. He's like, all right. I'm like, thanks.
I love
not.
wearing hats. I just hate wearing them now with long hair because they like
Yes.
poops out the side and you look like a clown, you know?
Exactly. What was oh, there was something else. Wayfarer asked, "What's your biggest vocal lyrical inspiration when you were first starting out? Like who was like your biggest vocal, I guess vocalist inspiration and lyrical too, I guess."
Like lyrical, I don't really know like what I
Yeah.
would do as far as lyrical goes. I mean, like I was talking about the I Shot the Sheriff earlier. I just had the idea of like I just wanted it to be bold, like nothing held back. Just a lot of people
Yeah.
gave me a lot of hate in the beginning of Spike because I used the fucking F word so much. Oh, dude, you know, I mean, fuck, man, you know, fuck. When you're pissed off,
Dude, that's
when
like
you're
the
fucking
word
pissed off
though.
and you're arranging, the F word is the number one fucking word, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's as genuine as it fucking gets.
It
Fuck
literally
you, you know?
is, dude. You cannot. How can you not?
I
I guess even with like writing lyrics too. Like if you're writing some pissed off shit, it's like, well, this fuck sounds real good right here. And I'm probably gonna scream it live. So
Yeah, I just
At it.
I wanted it to be just straight to the point. You know, I mean, I can get metaphorical or whatever sometimes, but
Yeah.
I generally like it to just be what's on my mind. You know, it's supposed to be an outlet for me, and you know, that's kind of how it just was. As far as like sound goes,
Yeah, like
you know, I don't want to sound like anyone. You know,
mhm. I don't really
I
think
want to
you
have
do
my own
though.
sound. But you know, while I was practicing and learning how to do vocals, of course, you know, I listened to other bands and you know tried to learn how to make certain noises and shit. And
Yeah.
obviously, you know, I'm huge on Whitechapel,
Mm-hmm.
Corey Taylor from you know Slipknot, and you
The
know
fucking best.
Johnny Davey from Job for a Cowboy. I was first getting into deathcore, and like you know, all that stuff was definitely an influence for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, I mean, mostly I just wanted to scream my fucking head off. So
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, those are some
and
good influences.
yeah,
Those
I
are
feel like
some
those are
good-
probably like every like metal vocalist like influence, you know.
But those were like
Yeah.
pretty much like main ones that kind of like inspired you.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you
mean,
don't- Do you play any instruments?
I can play drums. I'm not, you know, particularly great at it or anything, but when I first got into like music,
Yeah.
drums were the first thing that I picked up, and
Oh,
I can get
okay.
behind a drum kit and I can keep up, but I'm nothing.
Did Alex always, your brother
Special
Alex,
or-
always play guitar?
Yeah, I mean,
Was
he
his
started
first
with
instrument?
piano,
Oh, no
Uh,
shit.
and then he went to guitar, acoustic
Okay.
guitar and electric guitar, and me and him have always played together since we were kids, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So-
I'm sure you guys. So when did he, so you and Cody started the band. When did Alex come into the mix? Like right after you guys wrote that
It's like
song?
like a few within a couple months.
Oh, okay. All right.
We built a band. It was just me and him. We're like, we're gonna take this seriously, and we got members, and of course me and Alex have done everything together since the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was just, I mean, you didn't even need to think about it, you know.
He was just like, yep.
Yeah,
I'm down.
it wasn't even a second thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
for all of us. Yeah.
That's dope. Releases this year. What are some releases this year that you're looking forward to the most? Is there anything that like some bands that you're looking forward to some new music from? Maybe Whitechapel. I'm stoked to hear some new Whitechapel. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think they're in the studio right now.
Yeah,
I've seen them posting videos. Man, you know, I didn't think that I would just be at a standstill with this question.
It is one of those questions where I always have to like. People have asked me that. I'm like, oh, let me look at my Spotify. Who am I listening to?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
when I listen to an album, I try to just enjoy the album for what it is and not always go like, what's next after this, you know?
I feel like a lot of people do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of stopped listening to so much metal for a while. Again, because metal was such a live thing for me. But I've just recently made a playlist on Spotify again, putting my favorite like pissed off songs and just kind of diving back into that shit again. And maybe I'll make that playlist public so people can check it out and stuff. But but I don't really know if I have any like records that I'm like, man, I can't wait for this to come out. But I mean, there's been records that I've like enjoyed in 2020 and stuff.
Yeah. Make it
Yeah.
public. Yeah, make it public, Zumi said.
Yeah.
New Waking the Cadaver? Yeah, that would be fucking dope. I know there's definitely a lot. There's like Shadow of Intense coming out with the new record, Fit for an Autopsy, Benny said, Signs of the Swarm, Enterprise Earth, Brand of Sacrifice, Whitechapel is Waking the Cadaver, hopefully, maybe. That'd be kind of rad. That'd be pretty rad. I know Ingested is later this year. Those guys are just another writing
guys, yeah.
Sansquishka Bog. That fucking band, dude. Can't. Is that how you spell it? Is that how it's spelled? Sansquishka Bog?
Never heard of it.
It's like just old school death metal.
Oh, okay. All right.
Caputo's other band, Mike Caputo's other band, Desecrate the Faith, coming out with new shit. That's gonna be awesome. Darius, listen to it.
I wish I had.
You should listen to it.
I wish I had
is cool.
more.
No, that's
Or any.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, but a lot of the bands that I enjoy albums from too. It's like, I don't know, like I just don't think so much about the next one.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, I listen to it and I decide whether I like it or not. But I mean, I feel like when I get really stoked off an album and I'm just waiting for the next one, I'm always disappointed by it. And so.
Sometimes it'd be that way.
Dude, with metal, especially lately, it's kind of why I stopped listening to it for a minute. It just got a little
stale,
repetitive and a little bit stale for me, for sure. And I kind of just stopped enjoying a lot of it. I just got tired of hearing the same old shit.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to get away from it and listen to some other shit for a while. Yeah,
definitely. And I've discovered a lot of new artists outside of metal and stuff that I've liked this year, which has been cool. As far as heavy records that came out recently and shit like that, that Boundaries record is my favorite record that's come out in a very long time.
Dude, yeah, it is a
just
great record.
Instrumentally, it's just so fucking. It's
dude, they got so much better too.
Style that that melodic metalcore, and then just accentuating the heavy parts of it, and then Matt's vocal performance is
way
incredible.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are great. It's the first record in heavy music that I feel that came out that I emotionally connected to, and I open my laptop and I'm I want to listen to this.
Yeah.
It was great.
That was a really good record. Even dude, I love the latest Orthodox record.
Yeah, Let It Take Its Course is also a great record.
Really
that's another band that does it well. Adam is fantastic. All those guys are great.
What's their guitarist's name again? You know him.
Austin.
Yeah, his Twitter videos sometimes crack.
Dude, yeah. It's so
his recent
funny,
ones, I'm like, Jesus, dude, this kid is hilarious.
Yeah, dude, he's got a lot of great energy around him.
He does. I love watching him.
All those guys.
I just watch people that can because they're lefty, right? But they'll play the guitar upside down with the strings upside down. And I'm like, how the fuck is he doing that? I want to try that.
I'm seeing that in this chat here. Amir, yeah, I really loved the Amir record that came out.
I wasn't a fan of the couple of the singles, and then the record came out, and I'm like, I forget who told me. Someone was like, no, just listen to the record now, and in full. And I'm like, oh, this is really good. I like this record.
Well, it's a perfect example of when I'm saying capturing the live sound. You turn on that record and it's just fucking thick and booming, and it just you you know what I mean? That. Yeah. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
always do a good job with that shit.
Yeah, even Look at Yourself.
Look at Yourself is one of my favorites
from them.
One of my favorite metal records of.
Dude, it's a great fucking record. I've listened to that record a lot. Too much.
Yeah.
You know, it was a really good band that I don't know if you've listened to before. They're called 30 Nights of Violence.
Dude, I've heard of that band, but I have not listened to them yet.
You should check out their latest. What is it? 6 songs? Yeah, it's called "You'll See Me Up There," and it's really good. It'll definitely give you that old school metalcore, melodic metalcore vibe. The shit, even their last EP in 2018 called, is this it? Yeah, To Die in Your Portrait. It's fucking awesome. I love this band. And I love their band name, 30 Nights of Violence.
Yeah, tight.
It's a tight fucking name.
Yeah, straight up.
Feastering Fiend. What's up, man? What did you guys think of the latest Thy Art Is Murder album? I actually like it. I think that, me personally at least.
Hold on one
Human
second.
Target. I thought it was sick.
Human Target, yeah.
I think the one song, Make America Hate Again, I was kind of like, nah, I could have done without that. But
I personally didn't really dabble into it too much.
no, check it out. I think it was good. Just
liked,
that one song I was like, whatever about.
Dear Desolation was really dope.
Yeah, I thought that was good. And the ones before.
I didn't really dabble into the new one, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Acacia Strain album was really sick.
That was like one of my most listened to records of last year. It is so good.
That was a band that I kind of fell off with for a long time. Like
too.
After Wormwood, I didn't really, I just didn't really enjoy a lot of the stuff that came out. And then they came out with that recent record, and it was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And they played the songs sick. Like,
yeah.
some of the riffs, they just stick in your head.
Stick in your
you know what
head,
I mean?
Dude. Yeah. I would like
And
catch
it
myself
sounds
hearing
good.
it in my head days after. I'm like, what is that from? Oh, it's an Acacia Strain song. Shit, bro. Dude,
yeah, that shit was hard.
riffs.
And then I'm looking at
Oh yeah,
these
Dying
comments.
Wishes new single is
People.
sick. New Ingested is fire. That's their best.
Fuming
record.
Mouth. Fuming Mouth.
Fuming Mouth
So
is
when we were at
sick.
the studio, Randy was playing a bunch of Fuming Mouth, and that was
Did he
really
do the
dope.
record?
I think so. Yeah,
so,
it was
yeah.
super doomy sounding. Kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of. I mean, I forgive me if no one wants to hear this or whatever, but in my head it reminded me a lot of like Left Behind.
Oh, okay, yeah. They definitely are
but I don't-
similar.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
that-
wait for a
that
new
shit's
Left
cool.
Behind too. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see to hear what they're writing. 'Cause they always kind of like change it up a little bit. Left Behind.
Thoughts on Chelsea Grin having Tom?
Tom
I
is
mean,
fucking sick,
I
dude.
think
I mean,
Chelsea Grin is better than they've ever been. right
dude,
now.
to be honest with you, and I've known those guys for a while, and I've known Alex. I haven't talked to Alex in a while, their original vocalist. I wasn't like, I think Alex is a cool dude, and he was a good vocalist, but like the band never. I never got into him, and then when Tom came in, I was just like, wow, this record is really fucking good. Like it just changed
Yeah.
it for me, honestly.
It sounds awesome too.
Yeah. I think Tom's
Bad.
a great vocalist.
Very bad.
And it's like
Fantastic.
when all that shit happened where like Tom joined Chelsea Grin, and we won't say his name, joined Lorna Shore, and then David got into Signs of the Swarm. That was like, honestly, like I think who I do know who like the new vocalist of Lorna Shore is. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, like who they took out recently. But anyway, we don't have to talk about that. He's gonna be sick for Lorna Shore, and it's like Tom going to Chelsea Grin to me made Chelsea Grin better. I don't know. It's just like it made me like the band musically. I was just like, this is sick, and I think he's a fucking great vocalist, and he like fits great with that band.
He does.
100%. Yeah.
It's definitely. I mean, it's my favorite record by them for sure. The last one they put out.
Yes.
And I've always followed Chelsea Grin.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember I booked them a few tours way back in the day, like them and Attila and all those bands. They were like always fine to work with, though. Like I never had any. That was like one band that just always pretty much had their shit together, from like the early. A
lot of
on.
member changes and all that, but they managed to maintain their status throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, no, they definitely did, and they didn't even lose any momentum. I mean, they got bigger, in my opinion.
Yes, 100%. When they did that Warped Tour, they were like, I mean, they owned that shit.
They fucking owned that shit, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, don't know if you want to name drop anyone, but who do you think is the most selfish asshole artist y'all played with? We can't do that.
These are the questions. These are the questions that I would love to answer.
Oh yeah. This is where you gotta get
There's
us.
a lot of.
You gotta get us drunk at a show.
In the music scene, dude, and I fucking hate a lot of people. So.
Same.
Dude.
These are the questions you talk to someone about when you get them a beer or something, and then you're like, get into those
Definitely.
discussions. And
yeah, I'm not gonna get up here and start name dropping and make this a fucking shit show. But yeah, I've bored with my fair share of fuck sticks and
fuck sticks.
You know,
I've heard you say that word a few times before. Fuck sticks. I think you're the only person ever that I've ever met that has said that. Oh shit! So when do you? So I guess with the new Spite record, all you got to do is vocals. That's what's the missing part.
All you really got to do is vocals. We're
vocals, I should say.
Finishing up the final production on things, getting it mixed and mastered and all that. But like everything as far as instrumentals are completely tracked. And we're just kind of going back and forth on things, and it's just the vocals. I'll be at the studio later tonight, working on some shit.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll have it done pretty soon, and we can get the ball rolling. We have a lot of as far as besides touring, we have tours lined up for when things do come back. We have a European tour, the Never Say Die one with Polaris and Amir, which that's like a dream Europe tour, so I'm excited for that.
Yes.
And then we have a US tour also lined up that I just can't really announce yet. But as soon as things, pick up, then you'll know about it.
Yep.
And then we have, some label stuff that, again, I can't really talk about that yet, but, we're shifting things, and there should be some, it's going to be big when it picks up.
I'm ready, dude. We're all for
taking my time. I want to make sure it lives up to the hype, and, But everyone's been really patient with everything, and I appreciate everyone that is still keeping up with me and following me and listening to Spite, and that's just I'm very thankful and lucky to have this following while this is going on. A lot of people are struggling right now, and you've made things a lot easier for everyone in our band to deal with all this. Thanks to everyone in here who's a Spite fan or outsider fan or whatever. It means the world. So
no, for sure, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. All right, man. Well, dude, this has been great doing this with you today. I really appreciate you being my guest for the 40th episode. And we were able to catch up because we haven't talked since February. When were you here? In February, or was it?
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's flown by, though. I'll tell you what. Was it March?
Yeah, it was February.
February, right before all the shit went down, a few weeks before. So it's been a fucking minute. So definitely thank you so much for doing this with me. I know a lot of people had fun today, and a lot of people have asked for you, and that it was always in the back of my mind about asking you to do this, but it's getting more and more people. I was like, all right, let me text Darius. I'm
glad we did this, shit. Man. If there's any other time, or you want to do something like this, just hit me up. And
I'm definitely gonna go back to my guests that I've had on earlier episodes, and later on bring them back, do it again. When everyone has new shit out, we have more new shit to talk about. Everyone check out Spite.
Yeah, let's do this again once the album comes out.
Yeah, no, definitely have to. We'll get the whole band on it, and we'll do it. It'll be fucking fun. Check out Outsider Clothing. Check out Spite. Go buy their shit. We're gonna go. Before that, we're gonna go raid Zicky Dice in a minute. If you don't know who Zicky Dice is, you're about to find out. Darius, do you know who Zicky is? Does this ring a bell? Has Joel ever told you about him?
I don't think so.
His streams are so much fucking fun. Before we do that, let's just ignore the last 4 years. Joel's talking about something else. Anyway, my next episode is on Friday with Brad. He is the marketing manager for Brand of Sacrifice. He's the guy behind he's involved with Banger TV. He works for Decibel Magazine, Exclaim. Great fucking guy. Definitely come stop by for that. If you're new to the channel, I do these podcast episodes every week, once or twice a week. So keep an eye out for them. So right now I'm going to pull up Zicky Dice. We're going to go raid him. I know, I'm sure you don't know what raiding means, do you? No. So pretty much we're going to pull everyone in here to another stream. So we're going to go raid this other person. And you should watch
Oh, yeah.
Zicky's stream right now because it's fucking hilarious. He's a wrestler. He used to be in a band. What band was he in, Joel? I forget what band he was in. He was the singer of a band, Heart to Heart. Was that it? Does that ring a bell? They're from like Northern California. I just can't remember the fucking band name. Still sings for Heart to Heart. That's it. Have you ever heard of him, Darius? No? Alright. Well, anyway, he still sings for the band. They're still a band. We're going to go rate him. He's partnered with Twitch. He's fucking ridiculous. So let's go rate him. Thank you, Darius, so much. And we'll see you next time.
All right, later, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Here we go. Yeah, this dude Zicky is so fucking funny. You'll see the stream. Here we go.
The year is 2003, okay?
Danfonce! 40 and 36!
We're rating with a
Here it comes!
36.
Oh, yeah. So then it's the DeFonce rating party.
There's a raid happening on his channel, and right now we're still...
Oh, these colors, man.
Dude, he's out of his mind. He's a wrestler, too. He's so fucking good.
All right, man, I'm a